Hello and welcome. Let me ask you something. When you were diagnosed with diabetes, did it feel like you were suddenly handed a long list of don'ts? Don't eat this, don't drink that. And for so many of us, the one that really stings is being told to stay away from fruit. Does that sound familiar? If you're nodding your head, you are far from alone. According to the latest data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, a staggering 1 in 5 Americans over the age of 60 is living with diagnosed diabetes. That's over 16 million of us, and a huge number are navigating this confusing world of dietary rules, often feeling frustrated and deprived. But what if I told you that the old, rigid rule of no fruit is one of the biggest, most frustrating myths out there? What if the key to enjoying nature's candy isn't about avoidance, but about knowledge? In the next 25 minutes, we are going to dismantle that myth piece by piece. We'll uncover the top 10 delicious, satisfying fruits that you can enjoy, and we'll give you the confidence and the know-how to put fruit back on your plate without the worry. This is about reclaiming a little bit of sweetness in your life, on your own terms. For too long, the conversation around diabetes and diet has been focused on what you can't have. Today, we're flipping that script. Our goal is to give you a definitive, practical guide to the fruits that work with your body, not against it, helping you manage your blood sugar while enjoying the foods you love. And this isn't just my opinion. Everything we're going to talk about is grounded in solid research and guidelines from trusted American institutions you know and respect, like the American Diabetes Association, the Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins Medicine. We're going to talk about the simple science they use to determine which foods are best. The secret to all of this is something called the Glycemic Index, or GI for short. Think of it like a speed limit for sugar. Foods with a high GI are like a sports car. They release sugar into your bloodstream fast, causing a big, sudden spike. But foods with a low GI, like the fruits we'll discuss today, are like a steady family sedan. They release sugar slowly and gently, giving your body plenty of time to manage it without all the drama. It's a game-changing concept that puts you back in the driver's seat. To make this really clear, we're going to count down the top 10 low-glycemic fruits for managing diabetes, starting with number 10 and working our way to the absolute best. For each one, we'll talk about why it's so good for you, the perfect portion size to aim for, and a simple way to enjoy it. And you'll definitely want to stick around for number 2. It's a fruit many people love, but it comes with a critical warning you absolutely need to hear. And a quick but very important reminder, I am not a doctor. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is never a substitute for professional medical advice from your personal physician or a registered dietitian who knows your health history. Always consult your healthcare team before making any changes to your diet or management plan. Now, let's get started. All right. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is a classic, comforting fruit that might be sitting on your kitchen counter right now, the humble pear. So why is the pear a friend to those of us managing blood sugar? 2 magic words: fiber and a low glycemic index. A medium-sized pear has a GI of around 38, which is wonderfully low on that 100-point scale. But here's the kicker. That same pear packs about 6 grams of dietary fiber. Think of that fiber as a traffic controller in your gut. It slows everything down, ensuring the natural sugars in the pear enter your bloodstream at a nice, leisurely pace, preventing those jarring spikes that can leave you feeling tired and out of sorts. I remember my neighbor, Carol, who used to think all sweet fruits were off the table. She'd get these intense sugar cravings in the afternoon and reach for a sugar-free cookie that just left her feeling unsatisfied and still wanting more. I suggested she try a crisp pear with a few almonds instead. The sweetness hit the spot, but the fiber from the pear and the protein from the nuts kept her full and her energy level stable all the way until dinner. It was such a simple swap, but it made a world of difference for her. Your action step is to try what Carol did. Next time you want a snack, slice up half of a large pear. According to the American Diabetes Association, that's a perfect portion size, giving you about 15 grams of carbohydrates. And here's a pro tip. Eat the skin. That's where a huge amount of the beneficial fiber is hiding, so don't peel it away. Now, it's worth noting, if you have certain digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome or IBS, some people find that fruits like pears can cause a bit of bloating. It's not common, but if you notice any discomfort, it's always a good idea to mention it to your doctor or a dietitian. They can help you figure out what works best for your unique system. So we've seen how the pear's fiber is a huge asset. But what about fruits that are known for being a little more exotic? That brings us directly to our next fantastic fruit at number 9. Coming in at number 9 is the deep jewel-toned plum. This fruit is a powerhouse of flavor and health benefits, and it's an excellent choice for keeping your blood sugar in check. Plums are fantastic because they have an incredibly low glycemic index, clocking in at just 24 for a couple of small ones. But they have another trick up their sleeve. They contain a type of sugar alcohol called sorbitol, which has a very slow absorption rate. This means it doesn't cause a rapid rise in blood sugar. It also has a natural, gentle laxative effect, which is great for keeping your digestive system regular, something that can be a challenge for many of us as we get older. On top of that, some studies suggest the compounds in plums can actually help improve your body's insulin sensitivity over time, making your own insulin work more efficiently. I often think of my Uncle Frank, who always kept a bowl of fresh plums on his kitchen table. He wasn't just enjoying a sweet snack. For a perfect 15-gram carbohydrate serving, the American Diabetes Association suggests aiming for 2 small plums. They are a wonderful, sweet ending to a meal that won't undo all your hard work. Or, for something a little different, try chopping one up and adding it to a salad with some walnuts and a little goat cheese for a delicious sweet and savory twist. Of course, because of that natural sorbitol, it's important to be mindful. If you're not used to them, eating too many plums at once can have a strong laxative effect. So, it's best to start with a single serving of 1 or 2 plums and see how your body feels. From the deep purple of the plum, let's move on to a true symbol of summer sweetness. Coming in at number 8 is a fruit many people worry about, but really shouldn't. At number 8, we have the fuzzy, fragrant, and absolutely delicious peach. It just tastes like sunshine, doesn't it? And so many people believe that something this sweet must be off limits. But a peach tastes so decadent, it feels like it should be forbidden. But it's not. A beautiful medium-sized peach has a low GI of around 28. It's also a good source of vitamin C, which is a powerful antioxidant that helps fight inflammation throughout the body. And with over 2 grams of fiber, it joins our list of fruits that are great at slowing down sugar absorption, keeping your energy levels nice and even. A friend of mine, Brenda, loves to make desserts for her family gatherings. After her prediabetes diagnosis, she was worried she'd have to give that up and just watch everyone else enjoy a treat. Instead, she started getting creative. She started grilling peach halves until they were warm and beautifully caramelized, and then she'd serve them with a dollop of plain Greek yogurt. It was elegant, it was delicious, and it was perfectly in line with her health goals. And you know what? No one even missed the sugary pies. 1 medium peach is a perfect serving, containing just under 15 grams of carbohydrates. You can enjoy it whole, just as it is, as a wonderful snack. Or, try Brenda's trick of grilling or baking it to bring out its natural sweetness without adding a single grain of sugar. The big red flag with peaches, as with so many fruits, is when they come in a can. You have to be a bit of a detective in the grocery aisle. Always make sure you're buying peaches that are packed in water or their own juice, not in heavy syrup. That syrup is loaded with added sugars and will send your blood sugar soaring, completely defeating the purpose of choosing a healthy fruit. Peaches are a wonderful stone fruit, and they have a close cousin that's just as beneficial and often overlooked. That brings us to number 7. Our number 7 pick is the small but mighty apricot. These little golden orbs are a fantastic, low-carbohydrate choice that you can enjoy without a lot of worry. Apricots really shine because they are low in everything you want to limit. They have a low GI of 34, they're low in calories, and they're especially low in carbs. In fact, a single fresh apricot has only about 4 grams of carbohydrates. This means you can enjoy a few of them without it making a big dent in your daily carb budget. They are also packed with vitamin A, which is absolutely crucial for good vision. And protecting our eyesight is another key health priority when managing diabetes. Think about the typical trail mix you see in stores. Often, it's loaded with candy like M&Ms and super sweet dried fruits like pineapple or sugar-coated cranberries. But a smart, diabetes-friendly trail mix could feature a few chopped dried apricots. They provide that wonderful chewy texture and sweetness, but in a much more controlled way than, say, a handful of raisins. Because they're so low in carbs, you can enjoy about 4 fresh apricots for one 15-gram carb serving. They're perfect for a quick and easy snack. But you do need to be mindful of dried apricots. The sugar becomes much more concentrated when the water is removed. The American Diabetes Association notes that just 2 tablespoons of dried fruit is a full 15-gram carb serving. So portion control here is absolutely essential. And just like with peaches, always check the packaging on dried apricots. Look for the words unsulfured and no added sugar to make sure you're avoiding any unnecessary additives and hidden sugars. From these wonderful stone fruits, let's move into the world of citrus. This next one is a breakfast staple for millions of Americans, but there's a right way and a very wrong way to enjoy it. Let's talk about number 6. At number 6, we have a true icon of vitamin C, the bright and zesty orange. A whole orange is a fantastic choice for a diabetes-friendly diet. It has a low GI of around 43 and what's called a low glycemic load, which means its overall impact on your blood sugar is minimal. Why is that? Because a medium orange contains over 3 grams of that all-important fiber, which acts as a natural buffer, slowing down the absorption of its natural sugars. It's also packed with other important nutrients like folate and potassium, which some research suggests can help with insulin resistance over time. But this is where we need to tell a very important cautionary tale. I think of my own father, Bob, who thought he was being incredibly healthy by drinking a big glass of orange juice every single morning. He just couldn't understand why his morning blood sugar readings were always so high. The reason, which so many people don't realize, is that juicing an orange strips away all of that protective fiber. Without the fiber to act as a brake, that glass of juice is just a fast track for sugar to hit your bloodstream, causing a major glucose spike. A whole orange is a healthy food. So your action step here is simple and absolutely crucial. Eat the orange, don't drink it. One medium orange is a perfect 15-gram carb serving. Peel it and enjoy the segments. The fiber will help keep you full and your blood sugar stable. If you absolutely must have juice, please limit it to a tiny 4-ounce portion, as recommended by the American Diabetes Association. The big red flag here is fruit juice in general. The Mayo Clinic and the American Diabetes Association are very clear on this. Whole fruit is always superior for blood sugar control because of its fiber content. It's best to treat all fruit juices like you would a sugary soda. Consume them sparingly, if at all. Speaking of breakfast fruits with important warnings, that leads us directly into our halfway point and our top 5. Are you ready? Okay, let's just hit the pause button and take a quick breath. We are halfway through our countdown, and you're doing great. So far, We've covered the fiber-rich pear at number 10, the savvy plum at 9, the sunny peach at 8, the gentle apricot at 7, and the vibrant orange at number 6. What's the common thread here? They are all whole fruits, packed with that amazing fiber that acts like a brake pedal for sugar. The big lesson is that it's not about avoiding sugar entirely. And by the way, if you're having some aha moments and finding this information helpful, it would mean the world to me if you just take a second to tap that like button below. It's a small click for you, but it tells YouTube that this is valuable content and helps our community grow, so more folks just like you can find it. Thank you so much for that. Now, are you ready for the top 5? This is where we get into the real heavy hitters, the fruits that are not just good, but are packed with superstar compounds that can actively help your health. Let's dive in. Cracking our top 5 is perhaps the most popular fruit in America, the incredible edible apple. An apple a day, well, you know the rest. And in this case, for people managing diabetes, it's absolutely true. An apple scores around 39 on the Glycemic Index scale, making it a solid low GI choice. Like the pear we talked about earlier, it's rich in a special type of soluble fiber called pectin. Pectin is fantastic not only for slowing sugar absorption, but also for helping to lower that bad LDL cholesterol, which is another important goal for heart health. But apples have a secret weapon, a powerful antioxidant flavonoid called quercetin, which is found mostly in the skin. Exciting new studies have linked quercetin to improved insulin secretion and a significantly lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Think about this for a moment. A massive study that followed over 38,000 people found that those who ate more than one apple a day had a 28% lower chance of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who didn't eat apples. That's not a small number. It shows that this isn't just a simple snack. Your action step is to grab a small apple, about the size of a tennis ball. That's a perfect 15-gram carb serving. Slice it up and pair it with a tablespoon of peanut or almond butter. The protein and healthy fat from the nut butter will make it even more satisfying and will further help to stabilize your blood sugar, preventing any spikes. The biggest mistake you can make with an apple is peeling it. If you peel your apple, you're throwing away most of that powerful quercetin and a huge portion of the beneficial fiber. The other red flag is applesauce. Unless you make it yourself without sugar, most store-bought applesauce is full of added sweeteners and lacks the full fiber of a whole apple. Always choose the whole fruit. From the orchard, we move to a fruit that is a true summer jewel. Coming in at number 4 is a fruit whose deep red color is a major clue to its amazing health benefits. At number 4, we have sweet and tart cherries. These little gems are so much more than just a topping for a sundae. Fresh cherries have a rock-bottom GI of just 22, which is incredibly low. But their real superpower comes from their vibrant red color. That color is from special compounds called anthocyanins. The research here is incredibly exciting for people with diabetes. Studies are showing that these anthocyanins can help reduce insulin resistance and may even boost your body's own natural insulin production by up to 50%. On top of that, they are potent anti-inflammatories, which is critical for protecting your heart and blood vessels from the long-term stress that high blood sugar can cause. I read about a fascinating study where a group of women drank a small amount of tart cherry juice every day for 6 weeks. At the end of the study, they showed a noticeable decrease in their hemoglobin A1C levels. And as you know, that's the key marker doctors use to track long-term blood sugar control. It's a powerful testament to the unique compounds packed into this little fruit. Portion size is key here. A 1-cup serving of fresh, sweet cherries contains about 15 to 20 grams of carbohydrates, making it a perfect snack or dessert that fits right into your plan. Enjoy them fresh when they're in season. You can also buy them frozen. Just make sure the bag says no added sugar, to use in smoothies or just to eat as a chilly treat year-round. But you have to beware of the cherry traps. Maraschino cherries are basically candy soaked in sugar. Canned cherries are almost always packed in a heavy sugary syrup. And cherry juice, just like orange juice, lacks the fiber of the whole fruit and can be very high in sugar. To get all the benefits, stick to fresh or frozen whole cherries. The amazing anthocyanins in cherries are also found in our number 3 pick, which represents a whole family of nutritional superstars. Claiming the number 3 spot is the magnificent blackberry, and by extension, its delicious cousins, strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Berries are truly nature's candy, and they are one of the best possible fruit choices you can make for your health. Let's focus on blackberries for a moment. Their GI is a mere 25, and they are the kings of fiber. A single cup of blackberries has nearly 8 grams of fiber. That's almost a third of the daily needs for some people. This incredible fiber-to-sugar ratio means they have an extremely low impact on your blood sugar. Strawberries are also a fantastic choice, with a GI of 41 and loaded with more vitamin C than an orange. All of these berries, the deep blue, the rich black, the vibrant red, are just bursting with those anti-inflammatory, insulin-sensitizing anthocyanins we just talked about. A study on berries and brain health really caught my eye. It found that seniors who ate berries at least twice a week had a lower risk of developing dementia and other forms of cognitive decline. This is so incredibly important because we know that diabetes can, over time, affect our memory and cognitive function. So, when you're eating a handful of berries, you're not just doing something good for your blood sugar. A full cup of blackberries or raspberries, or 1¼ cups of whole strawberries, all count as one 15-gram carb serving. They are perfect on their own, mixed into a bowl of plain Greek yogurt, or blended into a smoothie with some unsweetened almond milk and a handful of spinach for an extra nutrient boost. The only real red flag with berries is when they're turned into jams and jellies, which are almost always loaded with added sugar. Once again, the lesson is to stick with the fresh or frozen whole fruit to get all the amazing benefits without any of the downside. Now we've arrived at our top 2, and number 2 is critically important. It's a healthy, low GI fruit, but it comes with a major warning that everyone, especially seniors, needs to be aware of. Our number 2 fruit is grapefruit. Now on paper, it looks like a perfect choice for managing diabetes. It has a very low GI of 25 and it's packed with vitamin C. So why isn't it number 1? Because it comes with a serious, potentially dangerous red flag that we must talk about. Here is the insider secret I promised you at the beginning of our journey today. Grapefruit contains compounds that interfere with an important enzyme in your liver and intestines. This enzyme, called CYP3A4, is responsible for breaking down many common medications. When you eat grapefruit or drink its juice, this enzyme gets blocked. As a result, the medication isn't broken down properly, and it can build up in your bloodstream to dangerously high levels. This isn't a small or rare issue. It affects some of the most common drugs prescribed to seniors. We're talking about certain statins for cholesterol, like Lipitor and Zocor. We're talking about some calcium channel blockers for high blood pressure. It can even affect certain anti-anxiety drugs and some antihistamines. For example, if you're taking a common statin, this interaction can dramatically increase your risk of severe muscle pain and damage. This is why it is absolutely critical to talk to your doctor or your pharmacist about this. So your action step here is not to just go add grapefruit to your diet. Your action step is to pull out your medication list and schedule a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. Ask them this very specific question. Are any of my current medications known to interact with grapefruit? Please, do not take a chance with this. Your safety is paramount. The red flag here is the entire fruit if you are on one of these interacting medications. This is one case where the potential risk can far outweigh the benefit. And the good news is, there are plenty of other wonderful, safe, low GI fruits on this list to enjoy. That was a serious but essential detour. Your health and your safety always come first. Now, with that said, are you ready for our number one, top of the list, superstar fruit for managing diabetes? I promise, this one might surprise you. And here we are, the number one, top of the line, superstar food for managing diabetes is the avocado. I know what some of you might be thinking. Wait a minute, isn't that a vegetable? While we use it in savory dishes, botanically, it's a single-seed berry, which makes it a fruit. And it is so uniquely powerful for blood sugar control that it absolutely deserves the top spot on our list. So what makes the avocado the undisputed champion? It's because it completely breaks all the rules. Unlike every other fruit on this list, it's not primarily made of carbohydrates. It's made of healthy, monounsaturated fats and an incredible amount of fiber. An entire avocado has about 12 grams of carbs, but almost all of that is fiber, which our bodies don't digest and therefore doesn't raise blood sugar at all. This means its glycemic index is so low, it's considered negligible. It has virtually no impact on your blood sugar levels. Here's why that's so incredibly powerful. The healthy fats and fiber in an avocado actually slow down the digestion of other foods you eat with it. A major study in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics looked at thousands of adults and found that people who ate avocados regularly had a lower risk of diabetes, better blood glucose readings, and better long-term A1C levels. Adding avocado to a meal is like putting the brakes on any potential blood sugar spike from other carbohydrates on your plate. It's a true blood sugar stabilizing tool. Your action step is to start thinking of avocado as your secret weapon. Add a quarter of an avocado to your morning toast instead of jam. Put a few slices on your salad or in a sandwich at lunchtime. It will make your meal more satisfying, keep you feeling full for hours, and help blunt the glucose response from the rest of your meal. The only thing to be mindful of with avocado is calories. Because it's high in those wonderful healthy fats, it's also higher in calories than other fruits. A quarter to a half of an avocado is a great healthy serving size. It's all about that beautiful balance. And there you have it, our top 10 list. What an incredible journey through the world of fruit. So as we've journeyed from the humble pear all the way to the superstar avocado, what's the real takeaway here? It's that managing your blood sugar isn't about a diet of deprivation. It's not about bland, boring food. It's about making a series of small, intelligent, and delicious choices every single day. It's about understanding that fiber is your best friend. It's about choosing a whole apple over apple juice. It's about knowing which fruits give you the most nutritional bang for your buck and fill you with protective, anti-inflammatory compounds. The most important message I want you to leave with today is this: you are the chief executive of your own health. You have more power and more control than you might think. This knowledge is your toolkit. It allows you to walk into the grocery store with confidence, to look at the produce aisle not with fear, but with excitement and possibility. You have the power to build a plate that is both deeply healthy and wonderfully joyful. Now, I truly want to hear from you. Which of these 10 fruits was the biggest aha moment for you? Was it the critical warning about grapefruit, or the surprise of finding avocado at number 1? Please take a moment and leave a comment down below. I read every single one, and your stories and insights help our entire community learn and grow together. And finally, if you enjoyed this deep dive and you want more practical, empowering content to help you live your healthiest, most vibrant life. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the little notification bell. That way you'll never miss our next video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Here's to your health, your happiness, and to enjoying a little more sweetness in your life. I'll see you in the next video.